So, welcome, ladies, as always. And tonight, as we said last week, is a bit more interactive. So nobody's on mute, a bit more chatty, so that hopefully we can all help one another. And what I've done and Liz has done is, we just put together some slides on confidence. What is confidence? How does it feel? What blocks it? Because I think for all of us, okay, forget the days when, but what about the days when your hair looks great? You've got the perfect makeup, but you feel crap. And, particularly in a business situation. And we are in changing times at the moment. So how we portray ourselves, how we raise our own inner confidence is absolutely huge, particularly when dealing with change, challenge, everything that's sort of happening at the moment. I doubt for any of us that when we come out of lockdown, one, it'll be graded. Two, I don't think the world will be the same again. No. I don't mean to be alarming. I just think it's fact. Is it a challenge or a change?
And also possibly something positive, hey?
Well, exactly. So first question, girls, because I'm just trying to sort this machine out. Is it a challenge or a change? How do you feel about it?
It's both.
But a challenge is
empowering. Yeah. It's empowering sometimes, a challenge.
Yeah.
The challenge would bring the changes.
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
Yeah. And changes are always challenging.
Yes. Always?
Almost, yeah. People don't like challenges. So that means
sorry, when we say people don't like challenges, I'm going to question that. I love a challenge.
Okay, maybe not everyone. Okay, the most of people.
Who likes a challenge?
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
I used to really like it, not anymore.
That's because you've got really fluffy hair.
Sometimes you...
Sorry, Liz.
I was going to say, sometimes I think as we progress in life, you just want a quiet life. You don't want a challenge. You don't want to hit obstacles. You just want to sail through life calmly.
I also think that with time, something that might have looked like a challenge before doesn't look like a challenge anymore because we come at it from the wisdom of age.
I totally agree, Cindy. I think the challenges we had at 20, 30, we're not going to talk about anybody's age here, 40, whatever, those challenges we deal with very, very differently now.
Yeah.
I can remember about 25 thinking, oh my God, I can't wait for the day I don't have spots. And at the time, that is, I'm not being funny, but when you're a kiddie wink, that's a challenge. Isn't it? You've got, your hormones are adjusting and all the rest of it. Now I'm on HRT. My hormones are still adjusting, and I get different things. You think, really? And now I'm thinking, spots were so much easier. So
bring them back.
Yeah, I didn't have acne, but you're right, Cindy. I mean, what we look at now, and I think how we overcome it, how we deal with it, is very, very, very different. And Liz, do you want to talk about how we?
Yep, definitely. So, how do we define confidence? If somebody said to you, "What is confidence?" Can you think of a short phrase or a couple of words to express a time you feel confident, or something that makes you feel confident, or someone that makes you feel confident? Any takers?
I feel confident when I'm sure about what I'm saying and doing.
I agree.
Good point. Yeah. Good point, Carmen.
And
I'm sure write a few notes. Sorry, carry on.
So when if I come into a situation that's challenging, then I waver.
Yeah.
And hopefully hopefully my experience kicks in, and then I'm good. But if I'm like, then it just right down the toilet.
Takes your confidence away. Okay, good one. Anybody else?
I would say I feel more confident when I've got my work hat on than I do when I've got my personal hat on.
That's really interesting, Louise, because I had a friend like that years ago when I worked in England, and she was very, very good at what she did. And everyone loved her, amazing person, but in her personal life and her relationships with people in general, she wasn't confident. And I never quite understood why, because she had everything going for her. So it's very interesting, because I've never heard anyone else allude in some way to the same thing.
If you know more than other people about your specialist subject, it's much easier than, you know, people. Yeah, if you're talking to people and
being the expert.
Yeah.
Can I say, when you don't feel confident, how does it affect you? And we've got Louise with us, you know, who does an awful lot of work with reflexology and chakras. So before we ask Louise, because she's going to be the last one, when you feel unconfident, where do you physically feel it?
Good question.
Right there.
Okay, so just take 2 seconds now. I'll shut up in a minute, but imagine a situation where you're not confident. Go back to it. It could be now, by the way, but I hope it's not. But go back to it, and for sort of like 10 seconds, take yourself through it. Do a bit of deep breathing, and where do you feel it in your body? How's it resonate?
In my stomach.
Stomach, yeah.
Gets all knotted.
Yeah,
And
in the
A
stomach.
lot of people are like that, aren't they, Terry?
yeah.
I'm in my
Butterfly.
throat, so that's
Throat.
my area. My throat goes.
Yeah.
And that's
I'm
interesting,
emotional.
because I'm between the two of you. Sorry, Terry.
I get in my throat if I'm getting emotional.
Uh-huh.
Generally,
Carmen,
I'm
what
so
about you? Where is it physically for you?
Who was the question for?
It was actually more for Carmen, and then it's for you, Cindy. So
I feel like in my solar plexus,
right,
and then
Okay.
it radiates out.
right,
There.
Cindy.
No, when I get very emotional, I feel it in my throat. But
No,
a lack of confidence, where do I feel it? I would feel, I'm going to say that I feel it in my body. It's like, you know, if you have a car and you put it in first,
yeah,
but you still have the handbrake on, it will
Sure.
go,
yeah.
but it goes really, really badly. That's what
So
I
you got
feel
high
like.
revs. It's all a lot of energy to get fucking nowhere.
And get nowhere.
Yeah. Right. Sorry about the language.
Okay.
All right.
Sylvie, how does your lack of confidence physically manifest?
I think it's in the stomach, but because if we're talking about confidence, okay, lack of confidence, but
It's different, isn't it?
no, it's different. Yeah, when you feel stressed.
Yeah.
Because when I feel stressed, actually, you know, I never work. It's very difficult to tell me when I feel what I feel in my body when I am lack of confidence. But when I feel stress or anxiety, I know I can feel on my stomach and on my arm.
Right. But you need to
sometimes
separate.
throat as well, but it depends. Yeah.
I think we need to separate because, and Louise, I'm going to give you a couple of minutes soon, but I think for all of us, we need to feel our bodies more because our bodies are actually telling us. They're sending out big, big signals. And we're now trying to mask it with emotion and stress. Oh, well, hold on. What is it? That's too big a label. You know, if you're feeling anxious, that's different. If you're feeling lack of confidence, that's different. Louise, how would you We haven't rehearsed this, by the way. This could be awful. Anyway, she'd be lovely. I could be awful, not her. I could have talked rubbish. But Louise, what do you think on that?
I personally feel it in the solar plexus and in the posture. Posture changes, hunched over, hiding, and that says to me it's fear.
Yeah.
Fear-based is lack of confidence.
Yeah. Would anybody else agree with? I would personally.
Definitely.
When it's confidence, it for me it's lack of fear. Sorry, it is fear, not lack of fear, but lack of confidence is fear. Fear. And what does it stop you doing?
Going forward. Moving forward.
Moving forward.
Yeah.
Into the unknown.
Yeah.
Performing at your best.
But what does it stop you doing? That's a very practical question.
It stops you showing the world how you are, and it stops you in your tracks, really.
Yeah.
You're the best, yeah.
It stops me from glowing.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And you're amazing when you glow. Can I just say that?
Thank you.
No, but she is. So, okay, and I know this is a bit of a silly question, but do you have to be an extrovert to demonstrate confidence?
No.
No.
Good. Just want to make sure,
Definitely not.
really. Can you be an introvert and confident?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it looks different.
Why is it different, Cindy? Why does it look different?
Because I have a way of expressing myself, and I'm an introvert, and you have a way of expressing yourself, and you're an extrovert.
But I'm not an extrovert all the time.
Well,
You with me? It's okay that you
right now you're an extrovert. Right now, in this situation, in this setting, you're an extrovert, and I'm an introvert, and we just look different.
Yeah. All right, did you say to me you think you are an introvert?
I absolutely am, yeah.
Right, okay. Do you see that as a negative?
No, it's me.
No, I'm just checking.
Good.
Because I just want to sort of go through this because...
Now, there are some times when being an extrovert is not helpful, and I have to come up with something different. And I think that also there are times when being an extrovert is not helpful, and you have to find something else within you to meet the situation.
Sure. It's just that I was interacting with a lady the other day, and she was saying, "Oh, I'm an introvert. I can't demonstrate confidence." I just thought, really? So that's why I put the question in, because for me, I think some of the most confident people I've met are actually introverts.
I'd agree
if you
with
want
you,
to put
Jane.
any label on that.
I would say that a lot of extroverts are putting on a mask to hide their insecurities.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you.
Yeah, me too.
So
I know somebody who's completely the opposite of you, Jane, as a character. And
Good.
they're actually quite introverted. Good. When they don't know people, they're really very introverted. And then, slightly extroverted when they're in the presence of people they're comfortable with. But they're actually very confident. And if somebody comes up and says something to them and they don't agree with it, there is no hesitation in saying, no, absolutely not, but quietly. It's a different manner, it's a different energy, and a different way of expressing what you think, isn't it, between extrovert and introvert?
And then you've got the question of shyness.
Shyness is a completely different story.
Yeah.
I'm also just going to add that introvert and extrovert isn't about volume. I'm just gonna throw that in, by the way. Okay, I like playing.
Shyness is about fear. Introvert
Sorry?
and extrovert. Shyness is about fear. Introvert and extrovert is where you get recharged. How you get recharged.
Yeah.
Can you
I get
be both?
recharged by being alone, and extrovert gets recharged by being around people.
Exactly.
Is that always the case?
Pretty
I
much.
think it depends on the situation.
Yeah.
I think it depends on the situation and the
Yeah.
person. And I'm sure that most people in my world look at me and they see an extrovert. How many of you know me as quite an introvert at times? All right, it's
I
only going to
think
be.
we're both. I think we're both. I think we're both.
Exactly.
I'm not.
But yeah, we're a mix.
You know,
I
We
don't think
evolve
there's.
as we get older.
Yeah, and I think that's the beauty, that there's a certain thing about confidence, that maturity.
Yeah.
Whatever. I don't necessarily think that's about age. I think maturity gives us an element of confidence. Like Cindy was saying,
Definitely.
you know, we don't worry, do we, about, you know, the things before, because we've done that. It's like, oh no, you know. And I think, was it last week or the week before, it was like, you know, would you date the people that you dated 20 years ago? And they'll have to say there was a resounding no, because experience. So, sorry, Liz, this is about you.
Yeah, no problem. So, in times of change, for example, now, how do you manage yourself and your business to keep up that air of confidence, to keep going? Because it's very important at the moment that we can dig deep into ourselves and think of all the experience we have to portray the confidence that we need to go forward, because we may potentially be coming into some tough times, or it may be a fantastic opportunity, depending on who we are, what we're doing, what we're offering, to whom and where. So how do you manage yourself in times of change? Anybody? Sylvia, maybe?
Okay. Thank you.
Not picking on anyone.
Really?
How I manage? Recently was a lot of big changes in my life. It's nothing about the coronavirus, about my personal life. And how I manage? The first thing, I panic, emotional. Then
Always useful.
That's normal. That's normal. Everyone react like that, because you know. But we need to know. We need to calm our emotions and mind, and then start thinking what we can do about the situation, about the problem. Yeah, sometimes we do stupid things like this.
But we all do them.
But we learn from this. The most important is learn from this what we did, and don't repeat again this. Yeah.
Well said, Sylvia.
Can I just say, what's one lesson that we can all share with each of us?
As I said, I need to when the situation becomes difficult, very difficult, you know, then when I am you know, my emotional state is changing. So what I should do, I should start maybe start quicker, calm my mind, and maybe do some meditation. You know, because when is the problem, I'm still doing everything. Like at the moment I'm doing yoga and meditation, but that must be something difficult to overcome. If it's, you know, challenge, like, you know, I don't have any idea at the moment, but challenge all the time we have, but something what is very difficult for me to overcome. So then I am just, you know, on the survive state, and then I am thinking what I need to do. What I need to do. Actually, I'm thinking what I need to do to survive, but I could do things differently. To do things differently, and doing something different. So definitely calm my mind and look at the situation from the different perspective.
Okay. And Carmen, what about you?
I did lose the question. What have an experience to share, or what?
What is one lesson that you can share with us now about dealing with confidence in changing times? or challenging times, whichever word is better for you?
The thing that I've thrown myself into is learning and
Sure.
becoming better at what I'm doing, which is why I'm here and
Cool.
with my photography classes.
Great.
So I think
Good.
coming out of here, I'm not where I was. You know, I've kept myself.
Awesome.
I'm better now than I
Good.
was 2 months ago.
Good.
Fantastic.
Terry, what about you?
I think for me, I go up and down in confidence. And I think when I'm not confident, I have to focus. I have to write lists and really focus on what I'm doing to get that confidence back up to where it was.
Right.
I agree.
Yeah, lists are good for that, aren't they?
They are.
Yeah, very good. And time blocking. I time block so that I know I'm
Yes.
focusing on that specific task. And that once you get that task done, it builds your confidence.
Yeah.
Of course
And
it
you
does.
feel better about it. And for me, that works. But I am
Cool.
up and down.
Hey, I think we're all up and down. I think that's just being honest.
Yeah, and I think because I'm new to this business, 1 minute I'm confident, raring to go, the next minute I'm like, oh, I don't even know what I'm doing. It just comes and goes
Okay,
constantly.
fine. Doesn't get any easier. Yeah, Louise, what about you? What do you do to? One lesson you could share with everybody about how you overcome and maintain confidence?
I think keep my spiritual practice going is probably the best way. I don't always do it, unfortunately, but grounding and centering and connecting, I think, is the best way.
Do you chant?
I do chant, yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I know a few people who do. I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I've been trying to get into meditation for a long while and I struggle with it. Is anybody else like that or is it just me?
Try a guided meditation.
I do the guided ones and I really enjoy them, but trying to do it on my own, no chance.
But there's no right way. I give workshops on finding the right sort of meditation for you. You know, for some people it's colouring in, some people it's peeling carrots, some people it's going for a walk, some people it's chanting, some people it's sitting on their own being silent. It just varies.
For me, apart from meditation, guided meditation, what is working as well, going to the park and just sitting on the grass and watching people if they are there, or just sitting and
Connecting with nature.
So mindfulness, yeah.
Cindy.
Yeah.
I think Sylvia is right that perspective is very important. And one thing that brings me perspective is that in difficult times past, if we fought a war, we've sent our youth off to die. We call this fighting this coronavirus a war, fighting a war. And what we're being asked to do is sit on our couches.
Yeah.
We can do this. So when I can, if I start to panic, perspective helps me. And then when I have perspective, what I do is I have a big fantasy life and I have a lot of imagination. So I come up with ideas and then I look for someone to run the idea past to see if I can collaborate with them or if we can share ideas. And when I find that I can share ideas with someone and we both think that we have good ideas and we share them with each other, then that does everything for confidence. But first is perspective, getting myself in the right place to feel free to
I like that, Cindy.
Yeah, me too.
It's
Really
I
good.
think I don't know, but I mean obviously, you know, we're all starting to know one another. But you know, I know that Carmen and I, Louise and I, Liz, Terry, Cindy, and you know, hope to be Sylvie soon. We've all shared some amazing collaborative communication from both sides, I would like to think. And that there's no better, for me personally, there's no better feeling.
Yeah, sharing
I mean,
definitely helps.
It's better than 2 bottles of gin, the best sex, everything. It's better than all of that Sorry, I mean, sorry, I didn't mean to exclude Liz. Not that Liz and I are having great sex. No, please. I know. But I can only behave for so long. But that collaboration, and when you've got minds that meet,
Yes.
that is the best for your confidence.
Absolutely.
There's an old saying, and some of you have heard me say this before, where two or more are gathered in my name, there will I also be. And you have to fill in the blanks, my name. So when two or more are on the same wavelength on anything, then that wavelength becomes powerful.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
together we are more.
And it's confirmation, isn't it? You think you're right, and somebody says, "Oh, actually, yes." It's that confirmation that gives you the confidence.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if just the opposite, that also feeds the lack of confidence.
Yeah, true.
That's on another
So
side.
you have to be careful who you talk with.
Yes.
That's just towards the end. Can I just point that out? But so what impacts our confidence? I don't want to spend long on this because this is the sort of like the boring bit. But what pulls us down?
Yeah.
Fear.
The weather.
Yeah.
Grey skies.
Yes, Louise, we're lucky.
Very
We live in
true.
a sunny climate. Sylvie,
Which is probably why we do it.
Weather doesn't affect me. That's
Really?
that's awesome. Well, good, Carmen. Great.
whether except if I have to drive in snow, but for the most part, if it's sunny, rainy, c'est égal.
I lived in the north of Wales for 18 months. This was years ago. And I think it probably rained for 95% of the time I was there. I felt like I got rust. You couldn't get a tan. You got rust. It was so boringly depressing.
Yeah.
And I am a positive chick with me other days, but ooh la la.
Yeah. Well, I haven't been in a place like that. Wherever I've been, it's kind of been balanced. There's rain.
No, don't go to the UK, love. It's not
No.
it's not balanced. So things from my point of view, as a coach, as a person, things that affect us, limiting beliefs.
Self-doubt.
Little tinkers. And it links in with taught behaviour.
That behaviours, yeah.
Yeah. From our parents and that, yeah.
Our parents, our teachers, high expectations that we have, maybe too high at times.
Or even other people's high expectations of us too.
Yeah, it says opinions of others.
Definitely.
I've got an elder brother who I've just recently had some communication with. I have to say it wasn't pleasant. And, he basically impacted all his emotional shit back on me after 15 years of silence on one email on 4 lines. I thought he was very clever. And then the language, and then I burst into tears, and so it goes on. So history repeats itself, or we think it does.
And I think the opinion of others definitely stops us in our tracks because we're worried whether people think we're silly or, we're not valid.
So yeah, this is the fear of what other people will think about that.
Judging us.
Yeah.
Being ridiculed.
Yeah.
Humiliated.
Relating to that, I'm just going to say, so if you take everybody else away, not literally, but emotionally, I bet you've all got lovely friends and family, and Carmen's, got this hologenic partner who sometimes is around and isn't. But how do you feel when you are alone?
But for a while or for a long time?
No, just in the moment, love. We're not talking about, being on a desert island for 10 years on your own and not saying, hey, Mac, handy. Is it the opinion of others? In other words, do you let other people affect you?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
It depends on the person.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think most human beings do by the very nature of who we are.
I think it depends on what grade. And that's where we can check in.
Yeah.
Isn't it? It's sort of, you can allow somebody because the effect of others on us is up to us. How much of that we absorb.
Very true.
And, you know, you can either let it be a 10 out of 10, or you can give them a 1 out of 10 or a 0. Now, what validation do you put to their opinion?
Yeah.
I mean, that's your choice.
Mm.
It's not them, is it?
No.
Just a thought. Anyway.
Very good one.
Yeah, that's like a whole therapy session right there.
Yeah.
It's huge. Sorry.
Yeah.
I think it's.
It's,
I don't know about anybody else, but for me, it's and for Liz, it's very difficult when we do these slides because there's a line and you can do 6 weeks on it.
yeah, 100%.
We could do 6 months on it, the two of us.
You're
But
right,
let's keep it a bit more concise. So we could do 6 weeks, and it will be concise and an awful lot of value. So I'm just going. I can do this, Macy. Look, and we're recording. Yeah, all of those points. There's only 6 there. There's probably another 20 I could have added. All of those have huge, huge relevance to every day. And we know that in every day we have approximately 60,000 thoughts. I think some days have a few more. And, you know, the impact of what we've been through, what we've learned, what we perceive, what our history's been, the opinions of others, and the opinions of ourselves every day adds. Now that's our choice. And that's probably something none of us like to admit, that actually we choose how much to absorb, retain, remember, repeat. It's, you know, so all of this is, you know, how do you feel when you're alone? It's huge. It is, you know, it's, how do you feel about the opinions of others?
I like being alone.
I do too.
I love it.
Yeah.
Me too, trust me. I self-partner. I love that. I love that phrase. It's still my best phrase this year. I love it.
It's
So,
only because I didn't used to enjoy my own company, but now I would say that it's 50-50. And I actually often choose to be alone rather than go out and party or whatever.
awesome.
That's come with age.
I think, yeah, it comes with age. And I think you get, for me, I get quite selfish with age. I don't want to be picking up after somebody else. And I like just being me.
Look, I like going to bed in a jersey sweatshirt thing with fluffy bed socks, not having to care if I've got sexy underwear on.
Yeah.
And I can't breathe in for that long anymore at the moment. So, you know, I think it all depends, doesn't it? Cindy's looking around for a, where's the man in your life, Cindy? I know he's got 4 legs.
I heard panting. It was just a dog.
Oh, damn!
It's just a dog.
Hey, look, you know, you've all heard my, you know, Mr. Prostate story. So I'll tell it you another day if you've not, because we're going to run out of time as always. But you know, you're better off without the panting and all that palaver and fluff and mess, and then you've got socks to pick up. Seriously, no. Anyway, tools to boost your confidence. I will say a good night of passion, but with no socks. Number 1, Liz, I'm sure this is you, yeah.
Visualize how you want to be. And I think, would it be true to say that it's something that a lot of us have not really thought of? How we'd like to be.
Yeah.
And I had a bit of a surprise tonight because I tested this out on my son. And I get the impression he's a very confident chap. He's 13. And I said, how confident would you say you are on a scale of 1 to 10. And he thought, and I said, I'm asking you for a reason. It's about the webinar tonight. You know, so he knew it wasn't a trick question. He said 8. I said, oh, really? You surprised me. I said, why? And he went like this. He went, because of this. I said, what do you mean? He said, my face. I don't really like my face. And he's actually conscious of his face and how he doesn't want to be, which I suppose all of us, we've got bits we don't like.
He is 13, isn't that normal?
Yeah, I guess it is normal. It's the age where you become very self-conscious.
This is the age, yeah. This is the age.
I was surprised because I think he's a good-looking chap, but then I'm his mum. But have you actually visualised how you want to be?
No.
Yes, I tried.
As a person, physically.
Well, I keep visualising it, but it's not happening. So I'm not sure, but it's. I think. Can I just point out with these tools, I don't think one of them individually is, you know, the key. But I think when you do them all together, one way or another, and the bits that work for you, it helps.
Yeah.
And if it raises you, you know, 10 points up on the day, then tomorrow, and with Louise and maybe some chakra building and, you know, and all the rest of it, and Carmen's going to take you a great photograph, Cindy's going to, you know, speak with authority, Terry's going to talk to you about an action plan, Sylvie's going to build your confidence and your business model, you know, Lizzie's going to navigate us all around the world, then everything's possible.
Yes.
And, you know, so I'm just a bit aware we're now suddenly on 10 to 9 already.
Yeah.
Can I say something about number 5? Can I say something?
Please.
Oh, I'm sorry, Liz, I'm making you jump ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, go, Cindy.
I wanted to say something about number 5.
No, I was just going to... Yep, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Liz.
Cindy.
You're very polite, Cindy. Number 2, question your inner critic. When you're feeling not confident or not content, we often say to ourselves, why do I feel like this? If you actually say, why does Carmen feel like this? Why does she feel like this? And you take it away from an actual I, and you're a bit of a third party, it has a different effect on your brain in terms of the way you speak to yourself. Try it as an experiment.
Yeah, I think the language we use is...
The language we use to ourselves.
Yeah. And also, you know, I don't know about anybody else, but, you know, there's nobody a worse critic of me than I am. There really isn't.
I think we all can say that about ourselves.
Yeah, but sometimes we have to put it in check again. You have to go, whoa, well, wait a minute. What am I saying to myself? My own language. What words, vocabulary am I using?
Absolutely.
You know, on an everyday level.
Yeah.
Yeah, the self-talk is the important, yeah.
Yeah.
Boost our confidence, or just we can lose our confidence, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so help others, communicate, interact. It makes you feel good. List all the wins, no matter how small. You know those days when you get to the end of the day and you think, I've achieved nothing today. This is something that's very typical of a working mum, for example, because you've been doing bits of things all day. And something that really, really can boost your confidence is to make a list of what you've achieved, even the little bits of doing the washing and, you know, cleaning the floor and all that sort of thing, because we are super women sometimes, but we just don't realise it.
We didn't
Cindy,
notice this, yeah.
Picking up the socks.
Yeah. Number 5. Have we lost her? Where's
No,
Cindy?
I'm right here.
Cindy's there.
Oh, you're there.
Yeah.
Sorry, I couldn't see. You fell off my screen. Number 5, over to you.
5. I have something to say about number 5.
Go for it.
I had an epiphany yesterday.
Yay! Win!
Yay. And
Brilliant.
I decided that how often I say I should do in the future or I should have done in the past, I have decided that when I do that to myself, it's cruelty.
It is, completely.
Good for you.
And when I hear myself doing that, just Stop. Because I don't need to be cruel to myself.
Right. The words should, could, would.
Should, could, would, yeah.
They are all very, very negatively impactful weapons.
But should is an awful one.
I would do that
judgmental.
if I just couldn't, and I should, and I couldn't, and I would, and I could, and to be honest with you, they're all the same.
I should do more. Oh, screw that.
I would do that, but I should have done this first, and I'm really sorry. The comparable shoulds.
Well,
You know.
I think it was Tony Robbins, like you shouldn't should all over yourself.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And so I think of the IT.
Yeah.
So it's like, and then
Yeah.
and then it goes away. Then
Yeah.
that compelling thing that put that word in there goes away.
I remember saying to my first husband, you should do this, you should do that. Well, obviously he never did. Bless him. And he was never going to, by the way. That's a different issue. I could have used a different word.
That'll be another seminar, another webinar.
Oh, that's another year-long seminar. Oh, boring, seriously. But I could hear myself, and I sounded like my mother. I don't know if anybody else have those moments when you think, ooh, where did that come from?
Yes.
Must turn into your must, doesn't he?
Exactly. And like the other week, we talked about changing the word can't to won't. Super, super powerful. I can't do that. No, I won't do that. You take back your power.
Oh, I would, instead of, sorry, instead of I would like, I won't do this.
Yeah.
I will do this. Yeah.
I will.
Another phrase.
Yeah.
I would like.
Yeah.
It's
Exactly.
not strong enough. Yeah.
Language is important.
Our brain is so clever.
But that's the inner critic. That's our own self-talk, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
The one that we go, you know, like 2 o'clock in the morning. You know. Well, I don't have the socks to pick up.
Even
I don't
when
have a
we
bed
sleep,
buddy.
we still have self-talk even when we sleep. So
Exactly. How many of us procrastinate?
Oh, I am the best. I am the best with this.
Sorry, oh my God!
I am expert.
Me
Me
too.
too.
I
I'm the
can teach.
queen. The
I
queen.
can teach.
Okay,
If
girls.
someone need to learn, I'm here.
Well, there are those who say that procrastination is a sign of creativity, so go for
Yeah,
it.
I'm creative.
Yeah, but they're probably the buggers who do nothing.
Sometimes it's just not the right time.
No, I get that, Louise, and I do, by the way. I've just had a moment of it. I was like, oh, no, not now. I think sometimes it's just when you do it every day, or it's becoming a bit of a hobby. We know when it's procrastination as opposed to factual, necessary action. Because when we procrastinate and we make this list that looks like the shopping list of Bosnia, then, you know, it's not real. And we're just putting delay tactics in because if we avoid certain actions, we avoid results. If we avoid results, we don't get judged. We don't judge ourselves.
We don't.
Because you've not
We
done
can't
it yet, have you?
fail, can we?
If you don't do it, you haven't failed. Well, yeah. And is this me? It is good. The point about seeing the magic. A lot of days, or not a lot, but some days they're a bit grim. You know, boost your mood. And I'm saying do a bit of daily fun. And whatever that may be. So tell me one thing you did today for fun, girls. One thing today for fun.
Shopping.
Sorry?
Shopping.
Yeah, no, well, hey, it was a novelty.
I thought you said showered.
Hey, well, maybe she normally has a bath. So that could be it, Carmen. Carmen, what have you done today for fun?
I don't know. I'm thinking.
I'm
It's
very
not-
ready.
If it's personal, just say personal.
No.
You don't want
no.
details.
No. I'm thinking. I'm struggling.
Me too.
I'm struggling.
Sylvie, fun. What did you do today for fun?
Actually, I haven't done yet. Apart from I'm thinking about the procrastination masterclass.
It's a big one, but I bet you're delaying writing it. Cindy.
I think I did everything today for fun.
Yay!
Good girl. Good girl.
I went shopping. I spread fertilizer. I planted tomatoes.
Oh.
Nice.
Sorry,
It was
she's
fun.
good.
Fantastic.
Shoveling shit sounds great. Hey, and do you know what? I would love to do that now. I really would. Louise, what did you do today for fun?
What did I do? Well, I count my morning practice as fun with a bit of writing.
Nice.
And I watched the Hay House publishers are doing a You Can Heal summit.
I've seen it. Yeah, parts of it. Yeah, it's good.
And on the first day, there was a woman called Sonia Choquette.
Oh, I love her.
Ah, yeah.
She's French.
Yeah. Well, yeah, maybe.
She lives in Paris.
Huh?
She lives in Paris, I believe.
I think she's moved.
Okay.
But yeah, so she came up with various different exercises, which were great fun. And one of them, which is a really good energy shifter, was to say moi.
Moi. Me.
Yeah, several times, really emphasizing it several times. And every time I do it, I can just feel the energy unblocking.
So can we translate that, please, into Italian and English? And
Moi.
American.
Moi is like
It's
a big.
the French for me, but it's really said in a really big way.
Yeah.
It's really emphatic, isn't it? Moi.
Yeah.
But I also see that as a kiss. Like you go moi, like moi.
It's moi, me.
I know about
me.
moi. I know that
Me.
moi, but I also think about it as giving out a kiss.
Yeah, but that's
No. Like moi.
Moi.
I don't know.
moi. M-W-A-H.
Mwah.
Mwah, 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 mwah. Bisous.
Yeah, not bisou. Moi.
Yeah. And anybody else want to share what they've done today for fun? Liz?
Well, mine was actually very odd because I knew I was working kind of all day. Don't worry, there's nothing exciting coming. I worked sort of pretty much all day, so I got up very early. The cat came in and woke me at 6:15, which is kind of early for me.
Can we keep it
I
concise? It's
got
a
up
minute past
about-
9.
It's 9:01, and by about 7 o'clock, I was painting shutters on the balcony, and I enjoyed it.
Awesome.
Afterwards, I kept going outside to look at them and got really excited because they've just transformed beyond belief. So there you go.
And I'm going to share that tonight is my fun for the day. I'm loving this. So
Aw.
that's me. And let's say daily fun, less zero value activities, girls.
Important, that one.
Yeah. So, you know, don't not spending hours watching, sitting on Netflix, trundling through Facebook, which we know is an important part for some of us, but we can still do it in a healthy way, I think.
Limit our time.
Yeah. And going back to what Cindy said before, make sure, if you can, where you can, I'm not encouraging divorce or, you know, lack of sock finding, but make sure the 1 + 1 is 3. So your friends, your partners add value and lift you. You know, for all the people in the world, and bless them, there are, you know, we know, where they don't bring the best out in you. Or you get off the phone and you think, oh, for God's sake, limit it. Put that onto a zero value activity. And, you know, you'd be surprised by going, do you know what? I've just got to go and deworm the cat. Or I've got to, you know, descale the kettle or something. People just get off the phone. They don't care. So just you know, reduce the time. So can we, I mean, I'm happy to chat, by the way, but I get the fact we're supposed to be on a time limit. What is the one thing that you think you can add to your day tomorrow to give yourself a confidence boost? So even if you're at 10, what's going to get you to 11.6? If you're at 2, what's going to get you to 3? Terry?
I'm going to set a goal and I'm going to achieve it.
Awesome.
Good.
Do you want to set that with your accountability partner, Terry?
Yes, but I'm not sure what it is.
When you wake up, you can send them a message, can't you, and let them know?
I will. Yes.
Cool.
Yes, I will.
Louise?
Yeah, I'll go for the same as Terry, actually.
I knew you were going to say that. Cool. Awesome. That's probably really good. Sylvie?
Yeah, oh God.
Oh, God. Do I have to?
I think setting the goals is the best. I agree with Terry. So what I could do to feel more confident?
You could post in this group.
Complete, actually, yeah. Complete my free task. What we set up every day, every evening with my accountability buddies. So we have a plan. We set up free tasks that each of us want to achieve next day. So if I complete this free task, I think that my confidence will be boosted. My confidence. Yeah.
Boosted. Awesome. Cool. Cindy, how could you increase if, you know, you want to?
So I have to give a presentation on Thursday, and what I'm going to do tomorrow is go through the presentation so I feel good about it and ready to go.
Excellent. Do you need to do that on your own? Do you need to pull in somebody else?
I want to do it on my own.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's great.
I've already done it with somebody else, and now I'm going to go through it one last time by myself.
Well
Good
done.
stuff.
Awesome. Carmen, what about you?
I keep doing what I'm doing.
I like that.
No. I'm
One
serious.
more thing tomorrow to
No,
add.
I'm serious. I've been working on the Brendan Burchard's habits planner, and I do go through the day of the things you're trying to keep to my goals. That's the one. I have the planner.
Just something I didn't prepare earlier.
Yeah,
Yes.
I have the planner, and then in the beginning of the day, I give myself a message. Like
Cool.
so this idea of, I think on Saturday was like, take it easy, and maybe a previous day it's you can do it. And then I have like 3 things that I list that and at the end of the day, if I've got those done, then I'm feeling really good. And I don't do that. I feel on the days that I do that, I feel great.
Great.
And on the days that I don't, it's like, ooh, I just frittered away my day. Like it didn't.
Oh, you didn't.
No, but it didn't go out as Terry was saying, you know, when you have your list and you just knock them off and.
Ticking, I don't know about anybody else, but I always do my action list. I always do my things to do list. And I love going tick, strike, done, strike. And on the days, for me personally, and there's been a few recently, where my confidence, for whatever reasons, and emotional energy levels have been lower, the things on the list have actually got smaller. But that's okay, because I still make ticks. And that's
gold stars, particularly if it's been on your list for several months.
I don't have anything on my list for several months.
I'm not getting off those, and I'm really feeling good about that.
That's all. No, they need to be not either. To be honest, you just bloody delete them. I had a great friend, bless him, and we worked together in Dubai, and he said, "Oh, there's certain emails that Jane I don't really want to deal with." And I went, "Oh right, what do you do with them?" He said, "I just put them in the trash."
Does that work?
Yeah, he said, because his principle was if people wanted him to get back to him urgently, they'd mail again or they'd call.
Exactly.
And obviously people...
Very clever.
It is, because you're like, it's quite an intellectual property element going on, isn't it? It's sort of like, actually, no, can't be asked. And Liz, what are you going to do tomorrow? Oh,
I will be going out to do some sport tomorrow because that's one of the things that makes me feel very confident. And I was going to the gym 3 times a week until we got locked in. So
Cindy's going to go, darling. She's a bit tired. We're just winding up anyway. But sweet dreams, darling. Bon rêve.
I'm ready to.
Take care, Cindy Pops.
Thank you. It's been wonderful. Thank you.
Darling. Thank you for your
Bye. See you
contributions.
again.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.
Sorry, Liz. You were saying?
No, that's fine. So my son and I are going for a walk every evening, but we're not going to do that tonight because it's a bit dark now. So I will go out for a run tomorrow.
Cool. Oh, well done. Awesome. Yeah. Well, don't know about anybody else, but I've really, really enjoyed this.
Yeah, me too.
And yeah, so next week there is more.